Two Chinese plots to infiltrate Canada's government surfaced last week during the Ottawa hearings on foreign interference in Canadian elections. Han Dong, a Chinese-born member of Canada's parliament, admitted on April 2nd that Chinese student voters from outside his electoral district were bussed in to ensure his 2019 election. A report said there was indication that a known Chinese consulate proxy agent led this effort by supplying the students with falsified documents to allow them to vote. The agent allegedly issued veiled threats regarding the students' visas and families to coerce them into submission. On April 3rd, Canadian intelligence officials unveiled a report showing they knew about China's plans to influence Canada's 2021 elections. The report revealed that Beijing identified anti-China candidates and attacked them through false narratives. The Trumpet's forerunner, The Plain Truth, warned that after losing the Cold War, communist nations would attempt to infiltrate Western nations from the inside. This warning was based on Bible prophecy. To learn more about this dangerous prophetic trend, read The Communist Infiltration of America Was Prophesied. Germany sent about 20 soldiers to Lithuania on April 8th to set up a permanent military base. This marks the nation's first long-term deployment since World War II. By 2027, Germany plans to send a total of 4,800 troops and 200 civilians to the region, forming a new brigade that will coordinate with NATO. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said the deployment marks an important day for the German army. Article 5 of the NATO treaty states that an armed attack against one of its members will be considered an attack against all of them. Germany says this new base in Lithuania will help deter Russia from attacking another East European country like it did Ukraine. When World War II ended, Germany was forbidden to have a military. Now it not only has a military but is also deploying troops outside of its borders. Permanently stationing troops in Lithuania marks a significant change in Germany's military policy. To learn more, read Why Germany's New Military Base Matters. Thousands of Israelis protested against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu last week for mishandling the war in Gaza. Beginning on Saturday night, March 30th, protests were held in major cities across Israel, including Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Caesarea. In Jerusalem, protesters gathered in front of the Knesset and Netanyahu's home. The streets were mainly filled with concerned family members of Gazan hostages and people who want the election scheduled for 2026 to be moved forward or for Netanyahu to resign. Ultra-Orthodox men have also joined the protests because the Israeli Supreme Court ruled they are no longer exempt from military service. Since its birth in the 1940s, Israel has had a strong ally in the United States, until recently. Last year, the Biden administration was caught funding anti-Netanyahu protests, and Joe Biden recently called for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war. Losing support from its biggest ally compromises Israel's security, and many Israelis blame Netanyahu for it. Bible prophecy indicates that because the U.S. has turned its back on its former ally, Israel will be forced to turn to another ally for help. To learn more about this important subject, read Trumpet Editor-in-Chief Gerald Flurry's article, As You Watch Gaza, Watch Germany. To learn more about current world news and how it relates to Bible prophecy, please visit thetrumpet.com.